By the way, welcome to the show. And do you want to talk about like who are you and what are you? Who are you?
Well, I'm a Cockney rhymesmith.
We did
And I'm Pete. I'm Pete Holmes.
Yeah. He has a podcast that I was on.
You were on
a
wonderful episode called "You Made It Weird."
I told you backstage that my therapist, who is known to my audience,
Beer to Bees callback.
Like my therapist doesn't acknowledge, like she's like, she uses Family Guy references, and then I'm like, I have a cartoon that you could reference it, and she's like, yeah, I tried to watch it, I've come to realize that she's maybe not negging me, but that she understands that if she ever did cross that threshold, that it would lower my opinion of her as far as a person who's under my hood.
I see.
Which makes sense to me.
I get it.
Let's talk about that. Wait, because you're big into all spiritual, mental, physical well-being.
Yeah, sure.
Are you?
That was the best heckle.
Our audiences aren't mixing well.
I'm into therapy. I have a therapist.
Does your therapist watch your show?
I think
HBO's Crashing?
Yeah, I hope so.
And then, what do you mean you hope so? Because you're in therapy once a week, and do you go in and
it's
like that one episode, and do they go, yeah, I saw it?
Well, I don't want any spoilers for him. I want to be free to talk about it.
Well,
without ruining it for him. That's not real.
I'm asking a real question. Does your therapist acknowledge the content that you create in your therapy sessions?
Because with therapists, for me, I'm looking for surrogate dads.
Right.
So I want someone to say, I'm very proud of you, Peter.
You did a good job on that episode.
And if I just collect dads. Like I have a dad, and he's great, but I could use some more. Like, no offense to my dad.
No,
let's get some more of that in here. Like, my mom was so into me, a little too much. And then my dad was, my dad calls Judd Apatow Jeff Applebaum. And which is fine. I guess he doesn't need to know what it is that I do. But then I hire other men that are around his age.
who are like, so you talk to Judd Apatow, and you're like,
yeah, exactly.
Okay, this is I got my dad, but he knows.
Papa? Yeah. And then we hug, and it costs $42,000. It's not really that much. If you're thinking about going to therapy, go for it. I bet most of you have been to a therapist, right? Clap if you've been to...
Woo! Because my therapist said, this was a while ago, my therapist at one point, I remember her saying to me, yeah, I wanted to let you know that I was going on a road trip, and I asked my friend to recommend some stuff to listen to while I was driving for 5 hours, and she gave me this list of things, and on it was you talking to some
talks?
Pete Holmes guy.
Yeah.
Like it was like she didn't know either of us. And she was just like but that to me actually, that's unhealthy or not. I do.
You like that she poo-poos you.
That's give me more moms. Yeah. Like don't ever cross the threshold where you're like, I saw it. I saw Community. You're brilliant.
Yeah.
And then it's like, well, so tell me what you're saying. I don't like it when my gardener bitches too much. And then they're like, okay, interesting. I loved Community a little bit, but now...
Oh, now it's ruined.
I don't know. Like, it just feels like it would cross the threshold.
To be ugly, so you don't want to be up on a
and
pedestal.
I like it. I like in air quotes, but I don't like it. But because I complain about it.
Yeah.
I'm like, this bitch, all she got to do is watch the Rick and Morty.
Right.
But then I think about it and I go, if she did, and she was like, I did it, and I watched Rick and Morty, sit down. Let's talk more about your feelings. I think there would be a membrane cross that would, like, I think I wouldn't.
Well, you'd be her entertainment Santa Claus, and you don't want to break her heart by being like, I jerked off to a photo of my grandfather.
Yeah. I think I never thought about it in those terms, but
you want to be ho ho ho, a new season.
I think to the people that watch the show.
Yeah,
yes,
that's right.
yes, yeah. You don't want to mix the two.
Santa wants a Jewish therapist. Is what I'm saying. He wants to go in and go, it's so nice to not have the pressure to be so fucking merry.
Right.
You know what I mean? And just cavil for a while.
Yeah. Santa's therapist is Jewish.
Is Jewish.
Yeah.
Or, none.
Yeah. It makes perfect sense. It was more about like, I actually have a diseased part of me that thinks about, it's the part of me that wants people to like me.
Yeah.
That makes me do things.
Yeah.
So, everybody like me. And then you think about it like, flip that piece. And that idea of like, oh, that person likes me. So I can put a pin in them and I can focus on the world that doesn't like me.
Yeah. Yet. Move on to the other pieces.
Do you have a relationship with that concept?
Making people like me?
An addiction to it, a horrible like
compulsion?
I
used to be worse about being a people pleaser. I think, do you relate to that term?
Yeah, an approval addiction.
Yeah. And then I sort of started to get over it. Therapy actually really helped with that. Yeah. Like my mother came over, we just had a baby, and the mom character came over. She's played by Irina Holmes. She's perfect. She comes over and she goes, we bought baby Leela, we got her a book. It's an alphabet book, but it's cars. And I'm like, wow, that sounds like fucking horse shit. But thanks. And then she goes, but we left it in a diner in Pasadena. Could you go get it for us? And we have a 1-month-old baby, and I'll just laugh in her face. Not in a mean way, but in the nice way you can laugh in someone's face. But I will say, like, fucking no. That's not a gift. That's an errand. And I think there was a time pre-therapy before I knew what a boundary was to just be like, no, Mom, we're taking care of the baby.
Yeah.
I hear that you like the book and you want me to like you, but we're not going to drive to... And they made my brother do it.
I wonder how much that boundary comes out. Because it seems like, by and large, I don't want to make a generalization that is unfair to anyone out there that needs to be arrested, but it seems like having kids tends to bring the best out of people. God knows that's why probably a lot of people have kids that shouldn't, because they're like, you know what? I've seen how this works. But it does kind of elevate you in a way that is no conscious choice. Your kid is 2 months old.
2 months, yeah.
Like you're the closest astronaut we have to orbit. if we don't have kids, to be like, how much of this shit is real? Like, does it come out and like alter you?
Well, I will say that people say it makes you understand your parents more. No way. They're just like, it will make you'll call your mom and be like, thank you so much. I'm like straight Chris Rock about it. I'm like, yeah, you did what you were supposed to do. Yeah. You had a baby, fucking feed the baby. I maybe I'm in the minority, or maybe you just are young and don't give a fuck. Right. That's what I've noticed, is nobody gives a shit about your baby. No one cares, especially in LA. So
except for other baby people.
They
care
like
too much. They probably
say it did ruin porn.
Go on.
Right. Well, I tried to watch porn. She's a girl, but it doesn't even matter. She's a baby as a person, and then you start thinking about how all people were babies. I'm not like anti-porn, but it did ruin it. Then I watched porn. You think about body parts differently. You think about breasts differently.
I'm glad you brought that up.
So I watch a lesbian scene, and I'm like, she's got a good latch.
A what? What does that mean?
It's when a baby's breastfeeding, it gets a good hookup. You know, like when Eric... But like pornography... Pornography is weird because sex is to make a baby. I'm not saying it can't be for pleasure, but the point of it, evolutionarily, is to make a baby. But you never see that in pornography. That's weird.
Right, that would be it's a time-consuming fetish to cater to.
That's right.
With like a staggering time lapse, and that's like I'm sure with it. Check out Rocco Siffredi and Tanya boobs a lot. Like there's more turnover with the women.
Tanya
so I don't
boobs
know.
a lot.
And they're like, watch them raise a little adult.
I think that's one of the, not to be gross, but I think that's one of the reasons why the guy never, sorry, this is gross, he never finishes in.
Right.
I think guys like that on a certain level, you're like, that's hot and very responsible. Like you're kind of like, because
well,
like,
I think it same thing, but I think it's like psychologically men that on a primal level you think of finishing in as crossing a threshold into connection,
a choice. Oh, that's true.
And everything being exterior comforts the primal male who's like, all I want to do is think about sex. So that's like a big. The big celebration, because what is really sexy about the image? You know, like everyone agree that it's definitely something we project onto it. It's not the Bellagio like fountains. Like it doesn't look pretty, but like it's sort of I think it like it's we celebrate it as like
I think there's
see, and I didn't clean my room. I did the opposite.
Yeah, no, it's rebellious.
It's like
and you're also wasting it.
Yeah, I'm wasting it. It. Yeah, that's it's like yeah.
I only watch porn where the guy comes into a wood chipper. I just want to see that Fargo blast.
He comes into a new.
That's the only way I can come.
He comes into a tiny capsule and it gets loaded into a rocket and shot to a planet guaranteed to never make use of it. That would make men like really happy.
I used to have a joke about it though. It's weird that you never finish in the vagina, and but the point evolutionary is to make a baby. That would be like inviting someone over to your house to make a cake. And you're like, you want to make a cake on Saturday? They're like, yeah, let's make a cake. And then you come over on this cake day, and you get a big bowl, and you put milk and cream and eggs in the bowl and sugar, and you whip it up, and you're like, we're making a fucking cake, aren't we? And you're like, yeah, we're making a fucking cake. And you preheat the oven, but at the last second, instead of putting it in the oven, you just throw it in their face. Just like, boom! No cake today! Look in the camera and say Bang Bros. Look in that camera. Say Bang Bros Baking Edition. And I think part of the perversion of the male mind is like, yeah, nobody's being a dad today.
Yeah, no, I honestly, I mean, don't you think that's really it?
No, the first time,
sort of
my
like
wife and I were trying to have a baby, and the first time you do it, some guys love it. Some guys who aren't trying to have a baby do it in there. It was a first. It was a first for me. When I was trying to get pregnant,
I'm incredibly privileged. Like I've had like a string of partners who are always like doing this extra shit for me that I don't like. It's like you know, the pill is like a big deal for her. But it's like, yeah.
Somebody said that. Somebody went birth control, which I get, but like, why not? You know, give it an assist.
You listen to them?
I listen to them sometimes.
That is going to lead to but that is like you have girlfriends that are like they explain their history with the pill. Like I'll be absolutely confessional and be like, there's so much entitlement there. Like because of my history of like I'm encountering female partners, and their history involves them being totally used to like taking a pill, but then you meet like, did you have and then you go like, oh yeah, well my period gets all fucked up, or I go through all this shit. I don't know. Like
if men took the pill, it would be 99% of stand-up would be.
It would yeah.
That it's bullshit that we have to take the pill, and it's like my dick, it moves to the left now. It used to go to the right. I break out. I forget to take it. I panic. 4 of them are sugar, and I'm trying to do no sugar right now. No, it's fucking insane. And my wife just had the baby, and then she's like, we're talking about birth control, because you can get pregnant pretty much right away afterwards. And she was like, well, I can either take the pill and have my hormones completely fucked, potentially,
or we could become Amish, like another one comes right.
Yeah,
after.
exactly. Or you can get an IUD, which, as I understand, is like a mouth harp that a hillbilly. He's just
Thank you for being politically correct.
Ding, 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 yo, you want this to stop the babies? And then you have to apparently you have to get all your hand up there and put it in the pelvis. And then it works and medicine is like, we don't even know why. It's just a hillbilly's mouth harp. Get it up in ya.
We stopped changing the shape when people stopped getting pregnant.
That's right.
For all we know, it's supposed to be shaped like the...
Also, people got tired of fucking and hearing Camptown races. I couldn't get it out clean.
That was excellent. Doing, 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 doing.
Dude,
the only song you can play.
Yeah, you get there's 3 IUDs. There's turkey in the straw. There's Camptown races, and there's I think a little brown jug.
But my point is,
Bless your heart.
If there's a pill, Dan, I give you a pill, and you won't turn into a zombie if it bites you, right? And then you go out to eat with a zombie, and he's going to bite you, but you've had a nice time. Wouldn't you just stop him from biting you? That
Wait. I want to access this metaphor.
That made so much more sense in my head. What I'm saying is...
Let's take that from the top. Take it from the top.
Finish. I'm sorry.
There's
We're all grown-ups.
there's a pill that makes you proof
What I'm saying
against.
is, why not pull out? Yes, the pill works, but wouldn't it work better if that stuff isn't even in there?
Right.
So there's a pill that the zombie bite won't make you a zombie, but why not just be like, hey, don't fucking bite me because we're having a great time titty fucking anyway.
You're saying we owe it to our partners to pull out and come on them.
Yes.
We owe it to them.
Or just come into a wood chipper and fucking...
They should make little mini bedside wood chippers.
They do. PeteHolmes.com.
The Undominator.
I'm just saying, is it that much better to leave it in? I don't think so. I don't think
honestly,
so.
I have to say, it truly is. No. You didn't let me finish my sentence. No, I have to say it truly is a matter of laziness. Like, absolutely. Like men would not.
I can't be pulling out all day long.
No, and
how do I lose the weight? I'm doing the pull-out method.
I'm using my
Burns
eye
a lot of
statements,
cows.
I will speak for myself and say definitely if Cody being on the pill was also
Are you really on the pill?
if she was like also it's only this and that effective and it would be helpful to the couple if you also pulled out, then I would pull out, but I use the excuse of
Yeah.
It's like you get on a train and there's a bar car and you're like, that means I should drink.
Yeah.
No one told you should, but
Right.
you're like, no one's telling me I shouldn't. And so leaving it in is like, that to me is like the line. It's like, if anyone asked me to, I would.
I would call your lifestyle Golden Corral. Like that should be on your business card.
Do you think there'll ever be a Million Man March for me?
For you. I think it's on the way. You're in the pill.
But what's it? All right, so
Pills in you.